Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So it's Tuesday night, and I always talk about something downsizing, decluttering, or lifestyle design. So tonight's topic is 10 secrets to successfully deal with your parents' clutter. So words matter, and using positive words matter even more. So what you say and how you say it can make the world of difference. It could be a difference in how the message is received. It could be a difference in how, and the difference at the actions that are taken or not taken as a result of how you presented it. So such is the case in talking to your parents about that delicate subject of, and difficult subject of decluttering their possessions that they've accumulated over an entire lifetime. So items that you might describe as clutter isn't clutter to them at all. In fact, they might view those items as, as items that they love and something that they cherish. So if you'd like to start a discussion with your parents about paring down their possessions, it's important that we use positive words that inspire, encourage, and empower them to act rather than those that will negatively impact them and aggravate them, agitate them, and put them in a mode of resisting. So a few of the positive words are move out of the way, meaning move the stuff out of the way that might be in the way, tidy up, value, memories, guide, as opposed to telling them what to do, letting them know that they are the ones that are deciding, and simplifying and living with less. Those are all more positive words. I've created a list of these, and if you want them, you can just email me at ritawilkins@ritawilkins.com. Then there are the negative words. One that we should never use is throw away, or junk, or burden, or demand and, be more directive, clean out, and believe it or not, clutter. I've had to rethink this one myself. And then also stuff, because to them, this is not stuff, this is meaningful things that they have accumulated over a lot of years. The second thing, in addition to words matter, attitudes matter. So if you want to help your parents downsize and declutter their stuff, your attitude and your siblings' attitude about the entire process, from the initial conversation to the implementation to the completion, can make or break the process. So if you have a negative attitude that is maybe you're making it a burden, something that you have to do, something that annoys you because you have very little time of your own because you're dealing with your own family as well, and when you basically let people think you have no time for this, that negativity will color the entire process and the experience. Conversely, if you have a positive attitude and one that is truly wanting to help your parents who love you and have spent their lives caring for you, and that now that time has come for you to lovingly help them through this process, then the experience that they will have and you'll have will be completely different. So remind yourself to be loving and kind, as this is not easy for them either. It's very emotional, and the way you handle it, the way you talk about it, the way you have an attitude about it will make a difference. The third thing is the approach matters. So when you start to notice that your parents' home is becoming more and more cluttered, more disorganized, when they have things pile up, the mail, the bills, important papers that might be being ignored, it's probably time for you to broach that subject with your parents by simply engaging them in a conversation that might sound something like, you're getting a little bit older, we're concerned about you, and we'd love to help you tidy up or get organized so it's easier for you to find things and so that you're safe. And we want to prevent the tripping and possible falling. And we want to help you make wise decisions about what you want to keep, what you want to let go of, what you want to give away or donate, so you can have a simpler life, and that you can manage it a little bit better. So this important thing is to make them feel that they're in control. It's also important to have this conversation, plant that seed sooner than later, before there's some sort of a crisis that occurs, like a fall or injury, or even an illness. Number 4, respect matters. So ask questions about their possessions. Maybe you've never done that before, maybe you have. But have them tell you what a particular piece of furniture, an accessory, or a photo means to them. Why does it mean so much to them? In addition to learning more about your family history, you'll also be showing your parents the love and the respect that they deserve by finding out what's important to them. And that's the bottom line. What's important to them, what do they want to keep and hold on to the extent that they can. And let them decide what's important, what they want to keep, and what they want to give away, donate, or let go of. So when you treat your parents with respect, and when you treat their things with respect, you'll garner their respect and their trust in return. So remember, just because something means nothing to you, it could mean many memories, and just it could be something that they love. So when you build that trust, you can, gently guide them to taking a picture of what it is that they love, recording a story about it, so that they can more comfortably let go of things, because things will have to be let go of. Number 5, emotions matter. So downsizing and decluttering is just an emotional journey that takes time. We all know that. If you want to successfully help your parents take the time, ask them how they're feeling. Take time with that. In the middle of a session that you're decluttering, just, why are you crying, Mom? Or, why does that mean so much to, why does that mean so much to? Ask what they're feeling and why they're feeling that way. And listen, and I mean really listen. And you'll be glad afterwards, especially after they're gone, because you'll have those stories that you'll remember. You'll understand how they felt during that entire process. And you probably help them in so many ways just by listening. So, and by doing that, you're also going to empower them, give them strength to continue the downsizing and decluttering journey, knowing that they've been heard. We all want to be heard and really listened to. So, and it will likely be an emotional journey for you as well, because you too are revisiting memories, people and places that you've experienced with your parents. So check in with yourself and find out how you're feeling and why you're feeling that. So number 6 is why decluttering and downsizing matters, because the why does matter. So as your parents age, as that big house is really too big, as things keep piling up, and those things are ignored and not attended to on a regular basis, and as your parents are less physically and cognitively able, safety becomes a main issue and a reason for decluttering and downsizing. It's also a reason for simplifying their surroundings. By having less stuff, it's not only physically empowering to them, but they're able to maneuver more easily around their house, so less risk for falling. So it's also emotionally empowering, make it more, it will make their home more peaceful, more relaxing, with less stress and less clutter. And number 7 is systems matter. I'm all about systems because it makes life a little bit easier. But knowing what systems, what methods of decluttering work for you and for your parents, that matters. So the one that I talk about probably most frequently is the burst method, which you set a timer for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 50 minutes, whatever, and how much can you get done in that time frame. The next one is the category method, so going room by room, but also, closet by closet, so it's clothing or shoes or handbags, whatever it is. And then the room by room method. So find out what methods work for you. On my website, Design Services Ltd, there is a document called the 8 methods of decluttering. If that helps you any, I will kind of explain each method. I actually have videos about them. And what that does is, once you figure out you really like this method, it works for you, your personality, and also your time frames, I think it'll probably expedite the process. So one thing about systems also is start small, manageable spaces, one shelf, one closet, one drawer at a time. Number 9 is collaboration, coordination, and compromise matter. So in addition to the physical and the emotional components of downsizing and decluttering your parents' home, it will also take collaboration, coordination, and compromise with your parents and with your siblings if they're involved. The 3 C's, as I call them, help pull everything together and everyone together to make the project successful. In my own family, each one of my siblings played a really key role in decluttering our parents' home that they lived in for over 30 years. My sister is a real techie, so she helped digitize important records and photos and that kind of thing, which saved an arm and a leg. Our parents did not know how to do that. My sister did, and she did it with great love. My other sister is a doctor, so she helped make sure that all of the medical records and everything else were in order, all the medications and so forth. My brother's a banker, so he took care of the fiduciary responsibilities. And of course, my role is to be project manager, so I help to coordinate, sort, and all the donating, the disposing of items in our parents' home. So each of us played a key role based on our individual strengths. But it did require collaboration, cooperation, and coordination. So it doesn't just happen. You really have to talk to each other, talk to your parents, make sure that they are very much involved in the decision making. And the last thing, number 10, is compassion matters. So remember, this is a huge step and a big transition for your parents. So compassion matters. Know that they're likely to be afraid. Maybe they grew up in the Depression era where they valued every single possession because they had so little. So there's that scarcity mindset. So they might have a fear of losing everything, and then also, of course, losing their independence, which is a great fear for older people. Another one is nostalgic. So memories and things that they value are and that are very sentimental, they're not easy to let go of. So they hold on to stuff. And there's going to take some doing on your part to determine what matters most to them and then help them let go of some of those things. And one example I always give is when my mom had many, many teacups and dinnerware and all that. So when I downsized, rather than taking all 16 teacups with me, I was able to take just 4, and I still have the memory of my mom, with having tea with her. So those are the kind of decisions that have to be made, and so letting go of those nostalgic and sentimental items is not one of the easy things, so compassion does matter. And then also compassion about aging. So that, when people are downsizing or decluttering their home that they've lived in for all these years, they are getting older, and they realize their physical capacity is not the same, their energy is not the same, and maybe they have visual impairment and some other impairments. So it's hard for them to sort, to organize, both physically and emotionally. So all of these things going on all at the same time, that's why when you can gently love and gently guide your parents through all of this, the experience is actually quite cathartic. So for those of you who are wanting to successfully declutter and downsize your parents' home, which is why you're probably here, or if you're already in the midst of it right now, I've compiled a list of products that I used then and I use still today that were extremely helpful. So, that goes everything from a photo stick that easily was used, and it saved photos and also important records. There was an important document binder that I found on Amazon that I love, and it holds all the necessary documents, and for our parents it did the same thing. Then there's the digital photo frame, which I still have in my living room, just as a reminder of all the wonderful family times we had. And then books. You know, I'm a reader, and I'm always recommending books. So there are several books on this list that I've read and reread, and that I highly recommend, because they're not just inspiration, but they're also kind of how to let go, how to not to hold on. And then the last thing is, so each one of these resources is available on Amazon. I am an affiliate for Amazon, so that's full disclosure. I don't get any, you don't get charged any additional if you purchase it with our link. So I'll be posting this on our blog. And also, if you're interested in getting the list, we'll be creating a document with all the links on it that you are welcome to use that. Just email me at ritawilkins@ritawilkins.com, and we'll send that to you, or I'll send this blog to you. So I hope this helps, and I wish you all well on your downsizing and decluttering journey with your parents. I would just say, enjoy the experience, because when they're not here any longer, you'll be so glad that you were kind, considerate, loving, patient, and all of those things. So I'll see you next week.